Okay, it's Tuesday, February 24th. I actually was not on the charts for most of the morning, so I'm going to be seeing the review for the first time, just like most of our traders are. So I'll hand it over to you, George.
Well, good. Yeah. I can't remember if you were there at the very beginning of the day or not. You have to remind me. But market went just absolutely bonkers. Here, I'll start here with the ES, just kind of blow this one up for folks. Actually, tell you what, we'll start with the NQ. And the reason for it is only because the NQ actually gave targets today. ES followed the same pattern, but the NQ, of course, had actual targets that we achieved. So it should be a pretty short review, frankly, today, because we only had a couple things. Let me just zoom in on this thing for you guys. Righty. There we go. We won't even, there's really no point in talking about everything past when the market got to the rubber band that we called out, because it just went sideways after that. But what effectively happened in the morning, let's find the 920 bar. So here's our 920 bar. So again, this is when we start talking and chatting. And in the pre-market, I posted right around 8:35 that at least we understood that there was a hurdle and a resistance line up here above. So here at 920, where's our bar? Here's our bar. At 920, as you can kind of see here, we're just in the middle. We're just smack dab in the middle of really what is the necessary hurdle to the downside that the market would need to overcome. And then the hurdle and resistance. And I kind of put them in one category today because they were so close together. So there was sort of the same thing, just slightly different values. But nevertheless, in very short order, here at 9:30, 9:35, market ripped, right? We're talking 824, so 120 points or so in a very quick 5-minute candle, only to be recovered the same 120 points in another 5-minute candle. So I personally, it was moving a bit fast. And I know that the guidance in the room that I was giving was just to be very cautious. So I didn't get anything in on the long position. I did wait quite a bit until I got closer to the resistance line, and I took the NQ short personally back to a couple different key levels that we called out. But overall, buy side won. So like I said, it's going to be a pretty short review today because a hurdle that we called out ahead of time held, and the targets associated with that hurdle. So again, if you were just to, block this thing off, if this hurdle holds, which is what we describe out in the room to our users, that the market's going to go to at least the first target, ideally the second target. That's really what they're trying to get to. And then the rubber band is always an outside chance, but it got there too later in the day. But that's kind of it in a nutshell. That's it. It's just not a lot to talk about.
Right, and the ES, similar price action, but it wasn't as clear as far as, giving away targets, so it was even worse.
Yeah, so if you look at these things side by side, guys, girls, gals, folks, you can see the price action is pretty much the same. So the only difference here, this is what made the ES just a bit more confusing today, is as you'll see, we have no bubbles today, which is really kind of rare. They don't often do it like this, but they were really after, we call it big picture in the room. In the big picture line of thinking, the market technically hasn't gone anywhere. It's only ranged mostly in the ES between 69.50 and 68.50 for the most part over the course of the last 7 trading days. So they're not really making value changes. So when that occurs, you can't see stuff like this happen because they're not giving targets to any actual projected, distance. But yeah, price action was pretty much the same. The unfortunate part, we had a big picture has to hold listed down here at 68.22. And in all technicality, it held. As long as it doesn't break and they don't trade through it, it's holding. Unfortunately, they didn't make it very clear. And a lot of times they'll give targets, associated with something maybe in these areas in this vicinity. And they just didn't today. They gave no targets in this vicinity. So it did make the ES a very challenging thing to try to go long. However, as you can see, and again here at 8:55, we had posted that despite what happens to the downside, there's a hurdle up here at 8:84, which we tagged pretty much perfect, 20 minutes after the open. So again, I took another opportunity to go short here and just took profit at a couple of key levels of the core. And that was really my day. And then, yeah, again, they finally did follow suit with the NQ, got up near our resistance range that we kind of posted and said, despite what happens, this space here is going to be a bit of a resistance. And as you can see, the rest of the day, it just went sideways. How's that for a review?
Sounds good, man.
Short and sweet.
I think we'll
Short
wrap
and
it
sweet.
there.
Yep. We'll see what happens tomorrow,
Okay.
as always.
Have a good night, people.